Today we're going to talk about adding and subtracting radicals. So you might want to take out a piece of paper so that you can take down some notes if you chose not to print out the copy of these notes. So to add or subtract radicals, all you're going to do is simplify each radical, and then you add or subtract the numbers in front of like radicals. Again, key word there is they have to be like radicals. So let's look at the first few examples. We're going to start very easy. For number 1, it says 3 radical 2 plus 5 radical 2. The first thing I'm going to look at is the radicals. They are both a 2. That means all I'm going to do is add the front numbers. 3 plus 5 is 8, and then rewrite the radical. So my answer is 8 radical 2. If I look at the second one, first thing I'm going to do is look at the radicals. These are both a 5. Since they are like terms, I can do what the operation says. 4 minus 6 is negative 2, and then rewrite the radical. So that is my answer. Now, when the radicals are unlike, what we're going to do is first simplify them. So if I look at the 27, the first thing I'm going to do is think of two numbers that multiply and give me 27. One is a perfect square. 9 times 3 is 27. Then to simplify that, the square root of 9 is 3. So this first radical becomes 6 radical 3. Now I can cheat a little bit. Because the question is asking me to add, what I'm going to do is try to find factors of 12. Hopefully, one of them is a 3. So 3 times 4 gives me 12. The square root of 4 is 2, so that comes out front. So then this second term becomes 6 radical 3. Now if I look, since my radicals are the same, I can do the operation. All I'm going to do is combine the fronts. 6 plus 6 is 12, and rewrite the radical 3. This is my answer. If I look at the next example, I would look at the two numbers. Since they're different, to me, simplifying the 50 is easier than simplifying the 32. So the first thing I'm going to do is break down the 50. That's 25 times 2. The square root of 25 is 5, so this becomes 30 radical 2. Since I have a radical 2 here, I can kind of cheat. I'm hoping when I break down the second one, I can get a 2. So 2 times what gives me 32? 2 times 16. Now I can take the square root of 16, that becomes 4. So the second term becomes 12 radical 2. Once the radicals are the same, I just do the operation with the numbers in front. 30 minus 12 is 18, so my answer is 18 radical 2. Now we're going to do one that looks overwhelming, but trust me, it's really not. We're going to start with the radicals. I have an 8, a 27, a 12, and an 18. None of them are the same, so I'm going to start with the 8. I know that 2 times 4 is 8, and the square root of 4 is 2. So this becomes 2 radical 2. If I look at the second term, numbers that multiply and give me 27, first I would look 2 because I have a 2 over here. 2 doesn't go into 27. 3 does. 3 times 9 is 27. The square root of 9 is 3. So this becomes plus 3 radical 3. If I look at the next term, I'm going to break down my 12. Now, since I already have a radical 2 and a radical 3, I'm hoping that the 12 breaks down to either a 2 or a 3. So if I think of the factors of 12, I know, 3 times 4 is 12. The square root of 4 is 2. I cannot square root a 3, so this becomes 6 radical 3. And if I look at the last term, I've got an 18. To simplify an 18, I'm going to go with 9 times 2, because the square root of 9 is 3. So this becomes minus 12 radical 2. Now if I look, and I should have been better with my colors and my pen choices here, this is a radical 2, and this is a radical 2. So I can combine them. 2 minus 12 is negative 10 radical 2. Then if I look here, this is a radical 3, and this is a radical 3. 3 minus 6 is negative 3 radical 3. I cannot add these two terms together because this one is a radical 2 and this one is a radical 3. They're unlike terms. It's like saying, can you add negative 10x minus 3y together? You can't because the x and the y are different. The radical 2 and the radical 3 are different. So this is my final answer. One last one. Again, now I want to combine 3 different terms. They all look like they have different radicals. So if I'm looking at this question for me personally, I would start with the 24 because to me, that is the easiest one to break down. So I'm going to rewrite this as negative 2. The a to the 4th instantly I know is a squared, so that's 2a squared. And factors of 24 are 6 times 4. The square root of 4 is 2, so this radical reduces to negative 4a squared radical 6. Now I can kind of cheat a little bit. I'm hoping to get another radical 6. So I'm going to look at the first term. Again, the a to the 4th becomes a squared out front, so this is 5a squared. And I'm looking for factors of 54. So if I do 54 divided by 6 on the calculator, I get 9. So 9 times 6 is 54. The square root of 9 is 3. So this becomes 15a squared radical 6. Again, I've got a radical 6. So hopefully I'll get lucky, and on the last term, when I break that down, again, the a to the 4th I'm going to pull out and becomes a squared. So this is 3a squared. And 96 divided by 6 on the calculator is 16. So 16 times 6 is 96. The square root of 16 is 4. So this becomes 12a squared radical 6. Again, I have a radical 6. So now for my final answer, all I'm going to do, 15a squared minus 4a squared is 11. And then 11 plus 12 is 23a squared. And don't forget to write the radical 6. Make sure that you write down any questions and either email me or ask me next time you see me.